Assalamu-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are going to finish the warm-up session of Tasheel Un Nahw, and from the next video we will be directly learning from the Nahw book itself, that is Tasheel Un Nahw. So this is going to be the last lesson of Nahw in the warm-up section, you can say. After that we are going to start from a book. We will read the chapter, try to explain few things which is new in that chapter, and we will give more focus and attention towards the exercises in that book, inshallah. So today I'm going to teach you with little pace and faster as compared to our earlier videos, but still if you have any doubts and question or having trouble in understanding anything which is being taught in this video or any other video, simply just call me or message me and I will try to explain those things in the more easy and convenient way. So let us start the today's topic. Today we are going to learn about the reason of i'rab. In Arabic books, especially Nahw, there is 3 chapters. One is called Marfuat, another one is Mansubat, and the third one is Majrurat. These 3 chapters are very important chapter for a students of Arabic grammar. If you, it is not totally incorrect if I say that understanding of whole Arabic language is totally depend on how much you understood these 3 chapters: Marfuat, Mansubat and Majrurat. So what are we going to learn in this lesson? What is Marfuat, what is Mansubat and what is Majrurat? So let me first explain you what is Marfuat. Okay. So in Marfuat we learn about the reason of pesh, in Mansubat we learn about the reason of zabar, and in Majrurat we learn about the reason of zair. Don't worry if you are not able to understand this right now. Let me explain you this way. See, whenever you read Quran or any Arabic word, sentence or book, you see there are i'rab on every word. Some words having fatha, zabar or kasra or pesh or zamma. So different types of words have a different i'rab. Now remember, in Arabic language every word has their own reason of their i'rab. If there is a pesh on any word, there must be a reason which gives that word a pesh. If there is a zabar or zair, then there must be a reason which gives zair or zabar respectively on that word. So without any reason, it is not possible to have put any i'rab we want our own. So there must be a reason when we have to put pesh, when we have to give zabar or zair. So in Marfuat chapter we learn about all the possible reasons for any word having pesh on it. In Mansubat we learn about all the reason and possibility of any word having zabar on it. And in Majrurat we learn about the reason of any word having zair on it. So first let's understand. Let's start with the reason of zair. Okay, so we already understood that in Arabic language There are two reasons. There are two reasons for any word having zero on it. First one is either that word is muzaf ilay. For example, qalamu zaydin. So why zaydin is having zero here? Because it's muzaf ilay, and we know the i'rab of muzaf ilay is with kasra. And second reason is that word is being followed by one of the harf jar, like ala ar-rajuli. So why ar-rajuli is having zair here? Because ala is the harf jar which gives zair to the ism. So in Arabic language, there is only these two reasons for any word having zair on it. So whenever you see any word with zair or kasra i'rab, just look for the reason, and there must be one of these two reasons available on that word. Apart from these two reasons, there are no third reason which becomes responsible for providing the zair on any word. It is not possible. Now, let's learn about reason for a pesh. Marfuat. So marfuat is actually a very long chapter, but I will try to make this chapter very shorter because we are also going to learn the same from the book itself. So in marfuat, first reason for any word having pesh is fa'il. Another one is a naib fa'il, and third one is mubtada khabar. First, for understanding the fa'il and naib fa'il, we need some basic information and understanding of fa'il. So first I am going to teach you a little sarf here, and after that we will be solving fa'il, naib fa'il, mubtada and khabar. So let's start with sarf first. So today we are going to learn ilmus sarf. What is ilmus sarf? In ilmus sarf we learn about fa'il. What is fa'il? Fa'il is a single word, a single meaningful word with tense. What are the sign of fa'il? Qad, lam, lan, sawfa. These are the few signs of fa'il. What are the types of fa'il? Mazi, muzare, amr and nahi. These are the four types of fa'il. So we already knew about these things. So let's learn something else. Before starting the sarf chapter, it is very important for us to go through some terms, try to understand it and memorize it by heart as well, because the whole understanding of ilmus sarf is totally depend on how much you understood these terms which I am going to discuss right now. So I am going to write the terms and will try to explain those terms. At the same time, I want you to memorize and try to understand these terms, because as long you live, it is important for you to remember and understand those things, because in your whole lifetime you are going to you are going to use those terms on a daily basis. So that's how much importance of knowing those terms are. So let me write those terms. First term is fa'il, another term is fa'il, and the third one is maf'ul. Fa'il, fa'il, maf'ul. What is fa'il? Fa'il is just an action. What is fa'il? Doer of that action. And what is maf'ul? We can say subject or on which action occurred. Let's understand this by example. When I'm saying Zad hits Amr, so here Zad is the person who hit someone. So Zad is the doer. So here Zad is fa'il and hitting is the action. So hit is fail. And who is being hit? Amr. So Amr is maf'ul. I hope you understand what is fail, fa'il and maf'ul. Fail is some action. Fa'il is the person who did that action, and maf'ul is the person or object on which that action occurred or happened. Now let's have another. Fourth one is musbat and fifth one is manfi. What is musbat? Musbat means positive. When something happened, truly it is musbat. When something did not happen, it's manfi. For example, when I'm saying Zad hit, so here he truly hit someone, so it is a musbat action or musbat fail. And when I say Zad did not hit, so here he did not hit anyone, so this action is manfi, it's a negative fail, so it's a manfi fail. So I hope you understand the difference of musbat and manfi. Now then we have ma'ruf. Ma'ruf means known. When the doer of any fail or action, or whenever the fa'il is known, we say that fa'il is ma'ruf. So if something happened and you know who did this, then you can say this fa'il is ma'ruf, because we do know who did this thing. And the opposite of ma'ruf is majhul. When fa'il is unknown, we have no idea who did this fail. Like Zad is being hitten or Zad is being helped. We have no idea who hit him or who helped him. Yes, Zad here is not actually the fa'il, because Zad is the person who was being helped by someone, but we have no idea who helped him. So here the fa'il is majhul or unknown. Then we have hazir. Hazir means when the fa'il is second person. Gayab means when fa'il is third person. And mutakallim means when fa'il is the first person. So example of hazir means you helped. Gayab means he helped. Or mutakallim means I helped. Then we have wahid. Wahid means when fa'il is one. Then we have tasniya. Tasniya means when fa'il is two. And then we have jama. Jama means when fa'il is more than two. All these are the terms. Now let's organize these terms. There are four types of fa'il mazi. One is fa'il mazi, musbat, ma'ruf. Another one is fa'il mazi, manfi, ma'ruf. Then we have fa'il mazi, musbat, majhul. And the fourth one is fa'il mazi, manfi, majhul. Now all these four types of mazi have a something very common, and there are few differences. Fail means action. Mazi means which happened in past. Musbat means that action truly occurred. And maruf means the doer of that action is known. Then we have fail, Mazi, which is very similar. Here is manfi. Manfi means here the action does not occur. Maruf means but the person of that action is known. Like Zad did not help. So Zad is maruf. Zad, the file is known here, but he did not help. Then we have fail, Mazi, Musbat, Majhul. We already know what it does the Musbat means. Majhul means here the file is not known. And here in Manfi Majhul, also the fail did not occur, neither the file of that fail is known. Okay, now let's learn one more thing which is called Sega. So first question is, what is Sega? So Sega is actually the relationship of file with fail. Like how many files did that work, or when is the file is known or unknown, if the file is a male or female. All these things matter, and how they are connected with fail is called what we represent those relationship with the term of Sega. You will be able to understand this more clearly when we use it practically. So let's just directly go for the terms, and then we will quickly start the actual practical way of all these Segas and fail together. So whenever if in any book, or if someone says that this is a Sega of Wahid Muzakkar Ghaib, so whenever you heard or read about that this Sega is a Wahid Muzakkar Ghaib, so this Wahid Muzakkar Ghaib is actually the representation of the file with the fail. It means that whoever did that work is Wahid, that is one, Muzakkar, that is male, and Ghaib, which means he is not present, he is the third person. So Wahid Muzakkar Ghaib represent that the doer of this fail, or doer of this certain fail, is of such file which is a one male and he is a third person. Similarly, when we say Tasniya Muzakkar Ghaib, it means two male, third person. Jama Muzakkar Ghaib, more than two male, third person. Wahid Muannas Ghaib, one female, third person. Tasniya Muannas Ghaib, two female, third person. Jama Muannas Ghaib, more than two female, third person. Wahid Muzakkar Hazir, one male person and he is the second person. Tasniya Muzakkar Hazir, Jama Muzakkar Hazir, Wahid Muannas Hazir, Tasniya Muannas Hazir, and Jama Muannas Hazir. Then we have Wahid Mutakallim, and then Jama Mutakallim. So these are the Segas. Now let's make a table and understand the fail completely. So today, because I'm not teaching you surf right now, so I'm not going to fall into the detail. I'm just going to give you a very upper view brief, as much quantity which we require to understand the Nahw only. So that's why I'm going with a little pace and without going into the deeper explanation and discussion. I'm just giving you a overview of surf because we need at least a basic in understanding of surf to complete the Nahw. So I'm going to explain you fail Mazi, musbat maruf, fail Mazi, musbat maruf. There is a word which is called an-nasru. An-nasru, or without alif lam you can say nasrun, which means help. We are going to use that word to make the whole Sega. Okay. So now we are going to make all the format of fail from nasara. Nasara is a word and it's a Sega of Wahid Muzakkar Gayab. There is no sign and there is a zamir inside it, which is Huwa. Huwa means Wahid Muzakkar Gayab as well. Huwa means he, and he is the third person Wahid Muzakkar. And the translation, because Nasara is a Sega of Wahid Muzakkar Gayab, so the translation will be he, one man, helped. Or I think there is no need to add he, one man helped. Then we have Nasara, Sega of Tasniya Muzakkar Gayab. Sign is alif in the ending after Nasara. Zamir is Huma, and the translation is two men helped. Then we have Nasa Ru. It's a Jama Muzakkar Gayab. Add Waw Alif as a sign. Hum is a Zamir, and the meaning is all men helped. Then we have Nasarat, Wahid Muannas Gayab. Ta Sukun is a Zamir, and here is Ta Sukun is a sign, and here is a Zamir, and the translation is one woman helped. Then we have Nasara Ta. It's a Tasniya Muannas Gayab. Ta Alif is a sign and Huma is a Zamir. We will go back to the translation later. Then Nasar Na, Jama Muannas Gayab. Noon having fatha on it is a sign, and Hunna is a Zamir which represents Jama Muannas Gayab. Then Nasarta, Wahid Muzakkar Hazir. It's okay if you are not able to understand the uses of Zamir right now. The uses of Zamir is totally depend on exercise and a proper storytelling books. So don't worry about it right now. Just remember what Zamir represent what. Okay, which Zamir represent what. Wahid Muzakkar Hazir. Sign is Ta having Fatha, and zamir is anta, which means you. Then nasartuma, tasniya muzakkar hazir, sign is tuma and zamir is antuma. Nasar tum, jama muzakkar hazir, tum is a sign and antum is a zamir. What is the purpose of sign? So the purpose of knowing the sign is that it helps you to understand the Sega as well as the translation of that particular word. For example, if you know the sign ta zabar comes in when the ta zabar sign is a Sega of wahid muzakkar hazir. So if it's the Sega of wahid muzakkar hazir, you understood how it's going to be translated. Like it's a Sega of wahid muzakkar hazir, it means you one man helped. So sign help us to recognize the Sega as well as the fail and helps us to translate correctly. Nasarti, but of course you cannot be just able to recognize using all these signs in the first place or in the first attempt. You need some experience as well as practice. Wahid muannas hazir, tazirti is the sign and anti is a zamir. Then we have nasartuma, tasniya muannas hazir. There are few Sega which is very similar, like nasartuma, it's used for both muzakkar as well as muannas, so don't get confused with it. Tuma is a sign and antuma is a zamir. Then we have nasartunna, jama muannas hazir. Tunna is a sign and antunna is a zamir inside it. Then we have nasartu, wahid mutakallim, tapishtu and ana is a zamir. Then we have nasar na, it's a jama mutakallim, na is a sign and nahnu is a zamir. Now let's come to the translation. Two women help, all women helped. You helped. You two helped. You all helped. You one woman helped. You two helped. You all helped. I helped. We helped him. So this is the fail mazi musbat maruf, that is nasara. Now if we want to make fail mazi manfi maruf, So we will just add ma before nasara. Now it become ma nasara means he did not help. For example, if we add ma here, ma nasara, it means one man did not help. So it's manfi. So this is the second type of fa'il mazi. Now the third type of fa'il mazi is fa'il mazi musbat majhul, which is nusira. Now simply just change the i'rab. So the noon with zamma, swad with kasra, and lam with fatha. Now the nusira means one man being helped. Who helped him? We have no idea because it's a majhul. File is unknown. So one man being helped, but who helped? We have no idea. Then we have fa'il mazi manfi majhul ma nusira. One man was not helped. Who helped? Who did not help him? We have no idea because this is majhul. So now if you understood what is fa'il, fa'il and maf'ul, that's all you have to gather from this whole discussion. What is fa'il, fa'il and maf'ul? It is okay. We can go to the Nahw session now. So let's go to the Nahw session. So first one is fa'il, another one is naib fa'il. So what is fa'il? I already explained you. What is naib fa'il? Naib fa'il comes with fa'il majhul. Let me give you the example. Suppose I am saying nasara zaidun. Now here Zaid is the fa'il of nasara. Here we cannot translate one man helped. Why? Because Zaid is present in the sentence. So here Zaid is the fa'il. Why I am saying Zaid is the fa'il? Because it's the rule. Whenever fa'il comes just after fa'il, then the fa'il inside that fa'il is no longer valid. For example, if we do not write Zaid here, then we can translate this as one man helped, because now we are using a temporary fa'il which is inside nasara. But once we write the actual fa'il, then there is no need for the temporary fa'il inside the fa'il itself. So now here Zaidun is the fa'il of nasara. So we translate this sentence as Zaid helped. Now here Zaidun is a fa'il, that's why it has pesh on it. So what we understood, that the one of the reason for any word having pesh is for that word is becoming fa'il for any fa'il. So whenever there is a fa'il, its i'rab is fixed, that it will always have pesh on it. So here this Zaid is fa'il. Now I am changing the fa'il. Now I am using a fa'il majhul. Now nusira Zaidun. Here nusira is a fa'il majhul, which means fa'il in this type of fa'il is not known. So here Zaid is not the fa'il, but Zaid is here naib fa'il. Okay, so Zaid is here both the fa'il and naib fa'il follow the same i'rab and same rule. Their term and translation is different. Nusira Zaidun means Zaid was helped, but who helped Zaid? Who is the helper of Zaid? We have no idea. So the i'rab of fa'il and naib fa'il both will always have pesh on it, zamma on it. So in marfuat there is fa'il, then we have naib fa'il, then we have mubtada, khabar. So for explaining this, let's go back to the previous chapter. In yesterday class I taught you there are two types of sentence. One is called murakkab tam, which is a complete sentence, and it also have two type. One is jumla ismiya and another one is jumla fa'liya. And then I taught you about murakkab naqis, an incomplete sentence. It also have two type. One is murakkab izafi and another one is murakkab tawsifi. So I explained you well about incomplete sentence. Now today I am going to teach you about the types of complete sentence. Why I am just shifting from marfuat chapter to murakkab tam, murakkab naqis? Because marfuat chapter is totally depend on understanding this chapter. So if you understand this one, there is no need to understand the marfuat separately. What is jumla fa'liya? I told you jumla fa'liya are such type of sentence which start from fail. For example, when I am writing here nasara zaidun, so here zaidun is a fa'il, that's why it has pesh on it. But this sentence is actually jumla fa'liya because the first part of the sentence is fail, that is nasara. So this is jumla fa'liya. So jumla fa'liya is a sentence made from, which start from fail, and jumla fa'liya is minimum made from two words. One is fail and another one is fa'il. We can also add maf'ul here, but maf'ul is additional. For any jumla fa'liya sentence, it is the rule that this sentence will start with fail and it has one fail and one fa'il at least. And if we add maf'ul, it is additional. So this is jumla fa'liya. There are some rules for jumla fa'liya. What? If I am writing nasara imra'atun or fatimatu, this sentence will be wrong. Why? Because here the fa'il is muannas. Here in both the fa'il is muannas, but the fail is muzakkar, because nasara is a sega of wahid muzakkar ghaib. So we cannot use fail and fa'il with a different gender. So if fa'il is muzakkar, we have to use a muzakkar fail, and if fa'il is muannas, we are going to use a muannas fail, that is nasarat. So the first rule for jumla fa'liya is that fail and fa'il, they both should be equal in gender as well as in for right now just remember they should be equal in gender, that's all. If the fa'il is muzakkar, fail should be muzakkar. If fa'il is muannas, fail should be muannas. Now let's understand another rule. Look for this example carefully. I am saying nasara rajulun, one man help. Nasara rajulani, two man help. And nasara rijalun, more than two men help. In the first sentence, fa'il is wahid. In the second sentence, fa'il is tasniya. In the third sentence, fa'il is jama. But in these three sentences, we will see fail is wahid. So the rule is that whenever fa'il just comes after fail, whenever fa'il just comes after fail, fail will be always wahid even if the file is tasniya or jama. Here rajulun is the file of nasara which comes just after fail. So in the first sentence rajulun is wahid, second rajulun is tasniya, and the third sentence rajulun word is with jama, that is rijalun. But in these three sentences fail is wahid, because whenever the file just comes after fail will be always wahid. Now let me be honest with you. If I put myself at the place of you, I may find these things very hard and difficult to understand as well as remember. So my advice for you is that just wait, and once we start completing the exercises, all these concepts will be clear to you. Right now what you have to remember, that in marfuat all the possible reason for any word having pesh is discussed, in which file will always have pesh on it, naib file will always have pesh on it. What is file? File is a part of jumla fa'liya, where jumla fa'liya is a sentence which start with fail. First part is fail and second part is file, and that's a complete sentence. Now let's go back to the another sentence, that is jumlatun ismiyatun. Jumla ismiya also is a part of complete sentence, and this jumla ismiya start with ism, that's why it's called jumla ismiya. Now jumla ismiya made from two parts. One is called mubtada and another one is called khabar, and there are some rules for mubtada as well as khabar. Let's understand those rules. First, mubtada comes first and marifa. Khabar comes in end and it's nakera. There are three similarities between mubtada and khabar. What are those three similarities? Gender, i'rab and quantity. Let me give you the example. Ar-rajulu alimun. Here in ar-rajulu alimun, ar-rajulu is mubtada because it comes in the first and it is marifa, whereas alimun is nakera and it's khabar because khabar is nakera and it comes after mubtada. So rajulun alimun, it's a complete sentence. It means the man is the knowing person, or the man is an alim. Between mubtada khabar, i'rab, quantity and gender should be similar and equivalent. But remember, this is from marfu'at. Mubtada khabar both are the part of marfu'at. It means both on mubtada and khabar their i'rab will be always zamma, pesh on it. That's why the i'rab of rajulu and the i'rab of alimun is same, that is pesh. I'm not talking about tanween because we know tanween is not an i'rab. Ar-rajulu is also muzakkar, alimun is muzakkar. Ar-rajulu is mubtada and alimun is mubtada. Now if you may be wondering that this feels very similar to mawsuf sifat, but there is a difference between mawsuf sifat and mubtada khabar, is that in mawsuf sifat there are 4 similarities. In mubtada khabar there are 3 similarities. In mubtada khabar, mubtada should be always marifa, whereas the khabar should be always nakera. But in mawsuf sifat, both parts should be either marifa or nakera. That's the first difference. And another difference is that Mubtada khabar makes a complete sentence, whereas mawsoof sifat makes an incomplete sentence. Okay, now that's the end of Jumla Ismiya. Remember, there is one term which is known as Af'ale Naqisa. These category have some words which have their own special meaning and special uses. Right now I am just taking for example, I am just taking kana. Kana is a word which means was. Okay, kana means was, like something happened in past. He was man, he was a scholar, like this. So kana means was. When kana always comes on mubtada khabar. For example, this is ar-rajulu alimun. This is a mubtada khabar sentence. So kana just comes before it. And not only kana, all the af'ale naqisa, there are total 13 af'ale naqisa words like kana with their own special meaning and special effects. But right now, just for example, we are taking kana and we are considering kana here. So whenever kana comes on mubtada khabar, kana change the i'rab of khabar to nasab, zabar. So here kana change the i'rab of khabar to zabar. Now as the i'rab is changed, this sentence is no longer known as mubtada khabar. Now we will say ar-rajulu as ism of kana. Ar-rajulu here is a ism of kana, and aliman here is khabar of kana. It's not no longer known as mubtada and khabar. Similarly, like af'ale naqisa, there is another category of harf which is known as huruf mushabbah bil fail. These are totals 5 letters: inna, anna, laita, la'alla, lakinna. They also comes on mubtada khabar like kana, but there is a difference between kana and inna, is that inna change the i'rab of mubtada and the i'rab of khabar, that is pesh, remains same. Inna change the i'rab of mubtada to zabar. So inna rajula alimun. Now here ar-rajula is known as ism of inna and aliman is known as khabar of inna. I do accept that these things are very hard for you to remember and understand if you are a beginner student. So don't worry about it. Just remember the basic thing here. What we are learning? We are learning about the reason for any word having pesh on it. First reason was file. Another reason was naib file. Third reason was mubtada khabar. That's all. That's what you have to remember for now. And if you are able to understand all these things, that's very good for you. So the marfuat ends here. Now let me summarize the whole marfuat here. Reason for pesh is file, like nasara zaidun. Here zaidun is file. Second reason is naib file, which is nusira zaidun. Here zaidun is a naib file. Third one is mubtada khabar, that rajulun alimun, both are mubtada khabar with pesh. And on mubtada khabar sometimes kana add. So kana change the i'rab of khabar to zabar, like kana rajulu aliman. And sometimes inna added on mubtada khabar. So inna change the i'rab of mubtada and it skips the, it does not make any changes in the i'rab of khabar. So inna rajula alimun. These are from marfuat. Now let's learn about mansubat. Mansubat means the reason for any word having fatha on it. So there are multiple reasons for, but I am writing just one reason, that is maf'ul. Maf'ul, we already know what is maf'ul. When we say nasara zaidun rajulan. Here the Zad helps a man. Zad helps a man. So here rajulan is the person on which the helping word of action occurred. So rajulan is maf'ul. And how we are recognizing it? Because it has fatha on it. The i'rab of maf'ul will always have fatha on it, and maf'ul always comes after fa'il. So first sequence is fa'il, second is fa'il, and third is maf'ul. And another, there are few more reason for any word having fatha on it. One of is here, when the khabar of kana will always have fatha on it, and ism of inna will always have fatha on it. And there are few more, but we will be learning later inshallah. So we have completely finished the warm-up session to cover the book Tasheel Un Nahw. From the next lesson, from the next video, we will be directly learning from the book, and we'll try to cover more chapters, and if something new comes in that book, I will be explaining inshallah, and will be solving the exercises live in front of you. Okay, that's all for today. Assalamu-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.